The film begins on Berk, the Viking island. It's an island where the people have lived in fear of dragons for years. Almost daily, dragons come and take their animals, burn down their homes, and wreak havoc across the island. That's why the Vikings of Berk are always prepared, armed, ready to fight fire to battle dragons. Today is no different. Suddenly, dragons appear in the sky, and the island begins to attack. As soon as the first dragon is sighted, alarm bells are rung throughout Berk. Hearing the bell, every Viking rushes out of their homes, some carrying swords, some carrying shields. Meanwhile, we're introduced to a lanky, slightly aloof boy named Hiccup Horrendous Haddock. He's not as strong as the other Vikings, but he certainly has a fire within him to prove something. Suddenly, a dragon lunges at Hiccup. Hiccup panics, but his father, Stoik the Vast, and other Vikings arrive just in time to save his life. Stoik angrily tells Hiccup to stay out of fights and focus on his work. To him, Hiccup is weak, and fighting a dragon is beyond his capacity. In fact, Hiccup works with the village blacksmith, Gobber, to make weapons for the Vikings. He's skilled at making tools, but he doesn't know how to fight. Still, Hiccup harbors a dream. One day he too will fight a dragon, proving that he too is no less. Meanwhile, Hiccup shows Gobber a strange machine, which he himself has created. This machine allows a dragon to be held in midair by throwing a rope at it. Hiccup has complete confidence in his invention, but Gobber doesn't find the machine particularly effective. He tries to convince Hiccup that all this tinkering could be dangerous. While they're talking, we see that the dragons have set a large portion of the island of Berk on fire. There's smoke, screams, and chaos everywhere. Meanwhile, some of the village children also join in the effort to extinguish the fire. Just then, a girl appears, climbing up high and pouring water on the fire. With her ingenuity, she extinguishes a large portion of the fire with very little water. Hiccup is overjoyed by this. He is deeply impressed by the girl's wisdom and courage. The girl's name is Astrid, the same girl whom Hiccup has always admired. But the dragon attacks continue. The entire island of Berk continues to catch fire. Meanwhile, Stoik and the other Vikings are fighting the dragons with all their might. Stoik even manages to tame some of them. Yet today's attack is more dangerous than ever. This time, a very fearsome and mysterious dragon has arrived, the Night Fury. This dragon is so fast that no one has ever seen it attack clearly. It simply rains fire, causing devastation. As the situation worsens, Gobber is forced to go out and join the fight. As Gobber leaves, Hiccup is left alone. This is the moment when Hiccup decides to listen to his heart. He realizes that he must now test the weapon he created. Hiccup looks out the window. He sees the Night Fury in the sky, spraying fire. Hiccup quickly prepares the machine he created and, mustering all his courage, launches it. Suddenly, a loud noise comes from the sky. The Night Fury's painful scream is heard. Hiccup panics and runs out, and when he sees it, his eyes widen. He has indeed brought down the Night Fury. Hiccup's joy knows no bounds when he sees it. For the first time, he feels that maybe he too can do something. And from here, his life is about to take a new turn. Before Hiccup can do anything else, suddenly another dragon pounces to attack him. Hiccup tries to defend himself, but the situation is beyond his control. Just then Stoik arrives just in time. He attacks the dragon with all his might, killing it and driving the others away. But then Stoik spots Hiccup. At that very moment, the dragon's fire has burned several nearby houses to ashes. There's a scene of devastation all around. Seeing all this, Stoik's anger explodes. He begins to scold Hiccup severely. It's here that we clearly learn that Stoik is Hiccup's father. Hiccup, almost ignoring his father's scolding, says, "I think I've caught a Night Fury. We should go into the forest and look for it." But Stoik doesn't take his words seriously at all. To him, all this is just a child's foolishness. He sternly orders Hiccup to go home. Hiccup quietly leaves, but instead of going home, he heads straight for the forest. There's only one question on his mind. Did he really take down the Night Fury? On the other side, we see Stoik, who calls a meeting of all the Vikings and the young men, who are training to become Vikings. Stoik wants to find the dragon's true location at any cost, so he can eliminate them all and make his life easier. During this meeting, Gobber and Stoik have a conversation. Gobber tells Stoik about Hiccup. He says that while Hiccup may be weak in battle, he makes excellent weapons. Gobber also reveals that Hiccup now wants to become a Viking too. Stoik remains silent upon hearing all this, but his face clearly shows that he still doesn't trust his son. During the meeting, Stoik tells Gobber sternly, "I don't think Hiccup will ever be a Viking. He just doesn't have the strength." Gobber calmly replies, You may be right, but he deserves a chance. On the other side, Hiccup has reached the forest. His eyes light up as he moves forward. The Night Fury is indeed trapped by the weapon he created. Hiccup is overjoyed to see this. He slowly takes a knife from his pocket and moves forward to attack the Night Fury. But then his eyes fall on the dragon's eyes. The Night Fury doesn't attack him. He's terrified. The sight melts Hiccup's heart. His hands begin to shake. He realizes this isn't a dangerous monster, but a creature filled with fear. Hiccup puts down the knife. He doesn't attack the Night Fury, but instead begins to pity it. Finally, Hiccup frees it. As soon as it's freed, the Night Fury roars loudly. Its roar seems as if it's thanking Hiccup. The Night Fury tries to fly, but then realizes that one of its wings is badly injured. It can no longer fly. After witnessing all this, Hiccup quietly returns. As soon as he arrives home, his father, Stoic, gives him some good news. Stoic says, "Now you can train to be a Viking." Stoic then explains that he's traveling across the sea to find the dragon's hideout, so they can fight them in one final battle. He tells Hiccup, "When I return from this war, I want you to be the best Viking you've ever known." With this, Stoic hands Hiccup his axe and leaves. We are then shown the Vikings' training ground. Hiccup's friend Astrid and several other children are training there. All the children think Hiccup is too weak and won't be able to survive the training. Gobber is training all of these children. Gobber tells the children, whoever performs best in this training will get the chance to fight the dragon at the end. Gobber further explains that any child who succeeds in this training will be able to join the Viking army. Hearing this, all the children are filled with excitement. Gobber then releases a dragon into the field. The dragon is tied with heavy chains. The chains are so long that it can roam across the field. Gobber explains to all the children how to avoid the dragon's fire and how to blind it with their shields. Just then, the dragon begins moving straight towards Hiccup. Hiccup becomes frightened and retreats to a mound. Just as the dragon is about to eat him, Gobber arrives just in time and saves Hiccup. Gobber tells Hiccup in a tone that is both angry and persuasive, "Don't stand in front of the dragon like that. It increases the danger. Anyone who stops in front of the dragon will not survive." Hearing all this, Hiccup again remembers the Night Fury, the same Night Fury that had done him no harm. Thinking of this, Hiccup sets out into the forest once again, to the very place where he first freed the Night Fury. The Night Fury is still lying there. It tries again and again to fly, but still can't. To find out why the dragon can't fly, Hiccup sits down and begins to draw a picture of the Night Fury. That's when he realizes a terrible truth. One of the Night Fury's wings has been severely injured by the weapon he created. That's why it can no longer fly, nor can it hunt. Hiccup realizes that his one mistake has rendered the dragon helpless. But Hiccup is training, so he returns. During training, Gobber is teaching all the children about dragons, but none of them talk to Hiccup. They all consider him timid and weak. As soon as class ends, everyone leaves. Just then, Hiccup pulls out an old book, which contains detailed information about dragons. The book contains pictures and information about many different dragons. But Hiccup is surprised, because there is no mention of a Night Fury anywhere in any of them, because no one had ever seen one properly. All that was written about it in the books was that it was extremely dangerous, and that anyone who saw one would not survive. After reading all this, Hiccup realized that the information given about the Night Fury in this book was completely wrong, because he saw it with his own eyes. The Night Fury was neither ruthless nor prone to attacks without reason. The scene now shifts. We see Stoic, along with his Viking army, searching all the surrounding islands. He suspects that the dragon has made one of these islands its base. As their ships approach the islands, suddenly numerous dragons appear in the sky. They attack Stoic's ships and soldiers. Fire erupts everywhere, and a fierce battle erupts in the ocean. On the other hand, on Berk, we are shown Hiccup's next training class. All the children are practicing fighting a dragon. Most of the children are terrified of the dragon, except Astrid, who faces it with courage and wisdom. Then suddenly, the same dragon pounces to attack Hiccup. Hiccup panics, but at that moment, Astrid appears before him. She frightens the dragon with the axe she holds, forcing it to retreat. Then she locks the dragon back in a room. Afterward, Astrid angrily approaches Hiccup and scolds him, saying, "You're not serious about your work at all. You'll never be a Viking like this." Hearing Astrid's words, Hiccup realizes he's truly doing something wrong. With this realization, he once again approaches the Night Fury. This time, he takes a shield with him to protect himself. He also catches a fish for the Night Fury. Hiccup carefully places the fish in front of the Night Fury. He then throws all his weapons on the ground in front of him.